Ladies, gentlemen, guys, girls, and all variations of the species, welcome to a very special episode of the FAWK Chronicles. Don't do that. We'll get copyright strike. Don't do that.
What?
There must be no Star Wars music.
The first 4 notes, man.
Never mind what's on the screen, Chris. We'll grab the logos soon. But yeah, my name's Cpt Privilege. I'm with you for no choice of their own. That's Grandmaster Tech.
Yo.
Yeah, delayed you, but because we're discording it, or just because you're slow today.
Just because I'm kind of slow today, you know, much like the Empire, the First Order, you know, they're quite slow.
Having finally just witnessed it.
What do you mean finally just witnessed it? I called this shit coming. I knew it was coming.
Oh, here we go. Right. So let's obviously agree with something. Best Star Wars film ever, yeah?
We'll agree on something. To, you know, disagree is agreeing on something.
How no best Star Wars film ever?
No, I enjoyed it. I did actually enjoy it, legitimately. But right, and there is always a but.
So heads up, spoilers, obviously, if you've not seen this shit.
Yeah, so if you don't want to hear any spoilers, don't listen to the rest of this podcast till after you've seen it. Right?
Amen.
But yeah, so did legitimately enjoy it. But at the same time, it was just like, right, one, where are you guys going with this? This kind of felt like somebody was just trying to get the story finished really quickly. Just like, let's just yeet it out there and finish the saga. 2.
Quickly, it was 222 minutes.
No, I mean, like, from the beginning, like, from the very first films to the last ones, the writing style has progressively got faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. It's like, get out. You know?
Yeah, I suppose.
Like, somebody's kind of got tired of writing a book series and they just get the last one out and finish it and kill the characters off. You know, that kind of shit. Secondly, kind of felt like watching an episode of Care Bears.
Okay,
like,
you watch Care Bears, that's
we're
not
all
a revelation,
one big loving happy family. Yay! There was
is that what Care Bears is like, eh?
Apparently. I can imagine just by the name, you know what I mean? It's not.
You can imagine.
It's not. Don't give a Care Bears.
It's not the fucking hard drive labelled "Do Not Touch" GMTs.
No, that's a completely different drive. The other one is on the drive labelled "Do Not Watch," just for sheer embarrassment. And if you do watch this and you try and blackmail me, I will lodge it in airlock.
Oh, definitely not watch it then. Right, well, listen, let's lay down a few things about the film. Okay, First off, after what Rian Johnson done to what J.J. Abrams done in the first one, I can't believe J.J. Abrams was able to come back and somehow still make it a feasible thing.
I will agree with that. I mean,
and 2, I shat my britches when she's a Palpatine.
Yeah, no, that like, okay, when we done the previous one, I'd basically called out that there was someone more powerful pulling the strings. There always is. But I thought it was going to be like somebody like Marcus Ragnos from like the ancient Sith lore had come back to life.
The dark novel stuff, yeah.
Yeah, didn't expect Palpatine. So kind of well done to that. But at the same time, the whole thing did kind of feel a bit like a kind of a fan service circle jerk. It's just the amount of things they dropped in that was just like practically direct copies of previous scenes as a tip of the hat to the previous films.
Oh, that type of fan service. I was like, when did I see anime titties? I can't remember seeing anime titties.
Well, they've probably thrown it in somewhere. One of the stormtroopers got a poster on the wall. It's called Starfish. No, anyway.
Oh God! Don't tell me about your deviant filth.
No, there was a lot of good stuff in it. There was, but
mate, they made her kick ass. They made fucking Carrie Fisher out to be kick ass. They made fucking Luke fucking kick ass.
I did like the fact that they touched on that Luke actually did train Leia up in the Force.
Yeah, that was cool.
And the fact that major spoilers for anybody that's still fucking listening, like most people have called it, Han Solo appears as a Force ghost.
No, it wasn't a Force ghost. It was a memory.
I know it was a memory.
It wasn't a Force ghost.
No, it was a memory. But come on. Come on.
Force Ghost,
yeah, exactly. It really was.
I was like, oh.
Exactly.
Not as cool as the Force Ghost, but I pulled the fucking goddamn X-Wing at the water, though.
Yeah, I know, and grabbed the lightsaber, and I'm just looking at it like, what?
That was the shit.
When did that happen?
It was cheesy, but it fucking, it served the purpose, bro.
I did like how they kind of played a little bit more on the fact that they two could apparently just transport things to each other. Like bits of surroundings, and that bit when she cut the berry barrel.
That was an excellent bit, when he cut her the fucking mask, and when he yeeted off the fucking necklace she was wearing, and that, you're like, oh,
that's
shit.
where you
then
are.
She like drops the lightsaber to him and that. That was like,
totally.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And they even made him kind of kick ass by the end of it, at least.
No, right, okay. So there was a bit of confusion at some point with some of the other people that were in there watching it with me. And the confusion was, wait, did we miss who were whose parents? And I'm sitting there trying to explain it. I was like, right, okay, hold on. So Ben is the son of Leia and Solo. Rey is the daughter of Palpatine's daughter, and I couldn't remember, or is Palpatine's son or Palpatine's daughter? And somebody else I couldn't remember. And I
thought she was grandson.
And then they thought, granddaughter. Yeah, totally. So one of Palpatine's son or daughter, whatever one it was, and then somebody else gave birth to her. So she was Palpatine's granddaughter. But there was a lot of confusion here because folk at the end were just like, did she just like kiss her half brother or something? And I'm like, look, if that was the case, if that really was the case, then that's a tip of the hat back to when Luke snogged Leia.
Yeah, that's all I'm actually thinking of that. Yeah. That's what they're thinking of. Is it exactly the same as the originals?
Exactly.
They've got a brother-sister vibe. This is weird.
Exactly. I've got one major problem here, though. One absolute major problem. Where was Jar Jar Binks?
Ah, well. It could have been one of the ships.
It could have been, yeah.
To be fair, that scene was epic as fuck. We're sitting in this cinema, and then literally I was like, oh, that's a weird looking asteroid belt. And I was like, that's not an asteroid belt, that's all the ships. I was like, that's cool as fuck. Like, here we go, man.
Shit. I was expecting a bit more of like a massive space battle kind of thing, like the epic fight to the death. You know, like...
Yeah, it was some of that, but it was there. It
wasn't as epic as I thought it was going to be, but to be fair, I have one major bit that made me realise they must have ran out of budget at some point. Because right at the end, when it shows you all the different planets, like they have in the older films, when the Death Star exploded, you've got the ships exploding, all the explosions all over the place, right? And they're seeing it from different planets. The one thing that stood out was the fact that they took the original shot of the Ewok planet with the Death Star exploding and superimposed a fucking Star Destroyer over it. It was the exact same scene. They just superimposed a Star Destroyer over the original Death Star. It still had the same explosion from the same direction as the old Death Star. I'm like, what? Holy shit! I was just like, oh mate, that was really bad.
Fucking watched an Easter egg video and they're like, oh, you're telling me she found that like it's the fucking compass thing out the medallion out the Goonies or some shit. You're like,
I know. I actually remember like face palming and sitting my head back in the seat, like, oh my god.
How did you know to directly stand with the dagger right there at that spot? I'm like, okay.
Oh, but she felt it in the force from the dagger because the dagger was used to stab her father. Oh,
yes. See, I loved it. It tied it all back together. And it was especially like a good pimp hand back to the whole Rian Johnson being like, oh, your feather doesn't matter.
There was a definite pimp hand in there somewhere.
It does fucking matter, man, you know what I mean? But like you were talking about earlier, like the budget cutting out well, what they're saying is Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker plunges 71% on Friday, falls 59 to join the 100 million losers club.
Yeah. Yep.
Even though the budget for the film was something in the 250 to 300 million.
Yeah, Totally. And that's it, you know what I mean?
That's an overall symptom of folk just getting fed up with that much Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. They got disenfranchised to the last ones. Yeah. To be honest. And then, to be fair, you know, hats off to the director, pulled it off.
He pulled it the fuck off, man.
But he had to polish a turd.
Yes.
And he made that the shiniest turd he possibly could.
His own fault for letting it fucking him only direct first and the third.
Exactly. What was the biggest mistake here? The absolute final biggest mistake that overrides all mistakes. They sold it to Disney.
Well, that
overrides every other mistake. That's like selling a game to
Marvel first.
Oh man, can you imagine?
Disney anyway.
Oh yeah, I was talking to them on the way back, and I was like, can you imagine if Palpatine was like? They were like, oh, I'm so glad that the actor that played Palpatine was still alive, and I'm like, well, they could have just got Ryan Reynolds to do it. I was actually just started imagining Ryan Reynolds.
Guys.
I was like, that final scene when Palpatine strikes them down and they're lying on the ground, and you just get kind of standing up and going, "Oh look, it's the poor little Jedi's on the ground." #selfie. Yeah, let me bend over and show you my dark side. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's the next Spaceballs. Just like straight up the next Spaceballs.
But Ryan Reynolds should be like an Anakin or something. Like a little camp Darth Vader. What the fuck?
That would be absolutely hilarious though.
Deadpool, Vader pool.
Vader pool, yeah, totally. It's the exact same suit as well. It's just the helmet's changed. So he's still got the red Deadpool suit on with the helmet. He's like, I found my way into the wrong movie. Oh well, I'll play the character. Screw it.
I think that's really one of the other shows we need to do. It's just a little fucking pitch show.
Yeah.
Where we're just pitching ridiculous and amazing ideas. But speaking of the amazing idea in this podcast, I think we can basically agree that it's the best Star Wars ever. I think The Mandalorian is better than the last entire film, if I'm honest.
I actually kind of preferred Rogue One.
Yeah.
Over the previous two.
To be fair, I still haven't seen Han Solo because I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling that. The thing is though, right? We were discussing the fact that it's like, yeah, this is the end of the saga, but I'd say that, yeah, but you know, there's loads of stuff in between. I mean, what happens with Finn and what was the pilot's name again?
Poe Dameron.
Poe, yeah, thank you. So, like, there's still
his poster on my wall.
Yeah, you still remembered his name though, right?
Who? Oh, is that his name? I just thrown that out there.
That was a pretty exact throw out there. Like, that was pretty good.
I mean, all I'm saying is I ain't watching a Han Solo flick, but I'd watch a Poe Dameron flick.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. You know, they'll probably end up going, right, so we've done with the saga, but let's fill in some gaps. Let's fill in Poe's story when he was back as a Spice Runner. You know?
Space Runner.
Come on.
Is that something like a Dune reference? Or has that always been a thing in Star Wars?
It's kind of always been a thing. Spice was a drug. But yeah, Dune, spice was technically a drug as well.
The spice is life.
Exactly. The sleeper has awoken.
Am I missing some big mega Easter egg here?
Oh, there is wee nods to all sorts of things. All over Lucas's universe.
Well, like somebody was showing, like, naming just a few of the ships that were appeared in that battle. And there's ones for oil and for the books and the TV shows and the fucking main man for the Mandalorian and that. You're like, yes, everybody did turn up at the fucking end, man. Yeah.
What did you think about Lando coming back?
Yeah, Lando. He was fine. He was great.
It kind of felt a bit like a sort of Ghostbusters kind of move, though, right?
It was nice to end with.
Yeah, like kind of let's get them all coming back.
Sort of conversation with him, like, oh, well, then we'll find out with another.
Totally, exactly.
She's like, I don't know where it came from. Let's find out.
I know you're like that was a bit creepy.
What you was getting a spin off here?
Nah, you know what that was? That was a tip of the hat to Lando and his partner.
And Han and fucking that. Totally.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking it was more a tip of the hat to when Leia got taken in by the royalty in the first place as an orphan. So Lando's now kind of taken this lassie on as a kind of orphan until they find her true home. He's like, I didn't have a daughter, but yeah, you could be my daughter.
I look like Nabe did on that for Rey.
Yeah.
She just let the Corcella Skywalker and walk away as the
only
Skywalker.
What was that? It's you get Leia and Luke ghosts in the background, just like giving her a little nod saying, yeah, do it. Do it. You know you want to do it. Oh, you're a Skywalker now. Yeah. Like, oh, come on. It's when she force buried the lightsabers. I'm like, you're going deeper, 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 deeper. Like, seriously, you may as well just buried it in a star. Deeper, deeper. Like, gee.
I really enjoyed some of that and the action and stuff as well. And, like, just some of the new Force fucking powers and shit that she done that. Like, yeah, mate.
I'm glad that they finally gave somebody fucking else Force lightning. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's been waiting to happen for bloody ages. Like, okay, Palpatine was supposed to be the most powerful Sith. But you can't tell me that Yoda didn't figure out how to do Force lightning. Or at least something.
Did he not have his aim or reflect it?
He was basically apparently able to do Force absorb, which is a light side power according to the lore, and Force lightning is a dark side power according to the lore.
Right, yeah.
But then if you look at the episode 1, 2, and 3, there was a certain character that used Force lightning that Yoda absorbed, who was not a Sith. He was the original bloody Rebel Alliance. Original leader of the rebels.
When?
Fucking Sidious. You know, in episode 2.
Right, yeah.
I can't remember the actor's name now, but Darth Sidious was the leader of the rebels. That whole planet was just, they were all the rebels. And the droid army was the rebel army.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean? Get that.
So,
totally, sorry.
To have Force lightning as a dark side only power, at that point, kind of scuppered that right out of the water, because technically a master Jedi who's fighting to save the universe used Force lightning. So that was the first bit of evidence that he used to be a Jedi, but now became sort of a grey Jedi, that neither used dark nor light, just fought for what's right. Kind of thing.
What was that? Because they make a distinction about her being some sort of grey Jedi. They just but there are either subtle undertones with stuff like that, and the Flash goes to her. And
exactly.
That's awesome.
No, I've still got one final bit that's bugging me.
All right,
they have still not brought Force to the balance. Balance to the Force. Force to the balance. Force and balance. They've still not brought balance to the Force.
Yeah, yes, they have.
They haven't. There's only light side now. Dark side's destroyed.
Exactly.
That's not balance.
That's perfectly balanced as all things should be.
Yeah, it's balanced on the right or the left, whatever way. You know what I mean? What I thought they were
still evil out there.
Aye, but what I thought they were going to do was that, you know, both of them have done kind of terrible things, but Rey is pretty much straight on the light side, whereas Ben was kind of pretty much on the dark side. And it was like, they two going to join forces, and that image he saw on them on the throne was not an image of them leading the Sith. It was them leading the universe into a new balance as a Sith and a Jedi. Together, making decisions and, you know, balancing the universe.
Nah, you should never mix.
Nah. I heard somebody.
You should never mix darks and lights. It's a bad combination, you heard?
But then they give birth to a grey.
Anybody else hear that dog whistle? That's probably what it was. Some weird subtext.
Probably, but you know, that's alright. Just snog them and then let them disappear.
Yeah, at least it got to be snog.
Yeah, totally.
It's got to be snog before the end.
Aye. He finally got his greatest wish. Yeah. But I love, no matter how many times somebody yeets them down a hole, they keep coming back. It's like I was waiting for Palpatine to go, "What does it take to kill you, motherfuckers?"
That was just classic. He's the ultimate BDSM guy. He's just like, "Somebody kill me, kill me."
I was waiting for God the Jedi.
I really want you to kill me, guy.
I was just waiting for him to turn around and go, "They're Jedi. They're like fucking cockroaches. You kill one and 10 turn up."
It just fucking literally just keeps rubbing his fucking wee electric nipples under his cape.
Kenny!
Just properly. Somebody kill me.
It's a bit when he's actually running her through the whole ritual. And then you stand. And then you draw your weapon. And then you come forth. And then you strike me down.
So like a sermon in the States.
Strike me down in furious anger.
I literally was waiting on me to say that a wee bit.
Again. I would have wet myself right there.
Was one of the other days, like one of the other phrases that was like totally colloquial as fuck. I was just, that's an air phrase. Like that. I can't remember what the fuck it was. Poe Dameron said something. I must have dozed off to what he was saying.
Oh, you've got to admit, the bit with C-3PO losing his memory. Oh, what a shame. You know,
fuck it. It's not a droid, mate.
Turning into a Sith droid, and then BB-8 getting his wee pet friend. You know, it's like BB-8's got a wee kid.
That was weird. What was that?
Yeah, I was like, okay, let's add another droid into it.
So like, but when so. They found that droid in the buried Sith ship rider.
The bounty hunter ship, yeah.
Oh, right.
The bounty hunter ship that her parents.
So the droid just sat there the whole time, just waited.
Yeah, pretty much out of power until R2D2 powered it up. You know, so that was supposed to be the ship that the bounty hunter had basically taken Rey. And was going to take Rey to the Emperor in the first place so that she could take her rightful place as the Empress of the Sith. Instead, the bounty hunter landed on a planet? Or hid her away? Or
Oh, I bet it turns out it was the Mandalorian.
Now you're getting it, mate. Now you see this weaved all fucking weird shit fuckery kind of a story that they're but the thing is, it probably wasn't. But they're weaving it so fucking naughty and messy that nobody will truly be able to go, oh, but that's that, and that's that, and all that links up, and that's a nice, neat, tidy little package. There will always be space for them going, you know what, we've not released any Star Wars prequels or anything for a while. Should we do one? Aye, let's just call it that bounty hunter that captured Rey. Yeah.
Well, look at it this way. It could always be worse. George Lucas could still be making them himself. And speaking of wrapping things up in a neat and nice package, I do think that'll do it for this special wee bonus movie review show podcast special show podcast thing. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Are you happy with that?
It's the last of the Jedi.
And that's it. Anyway, Rise of Skywalker, as we both agreed and confirmed, best Star Wars ever. There's been Cpt Privilege and Grandmaster Tech sending off, closing mail frequencies, ending communications. I'm gonna go stare at the Poe Dameron posters that aren't in my room.
I'm going to slay you with lightning alone.
Oh, with your nipples, eh?
Yeah.